Hello everyone and welcome to our 4th episode of Explore Larned, brought to you by the Larned Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm Chamber Intern Logan DeMond. For this week's episode, I headed southeast of town to talk with Chris Burris out at Ward Feed Yard. Personally, not knowing anything that goes on out at a feed yard, I was utterly amazed to see all that happens out at Ward's. From the care and science that goes into it, to employing over 60 people and adding nearly $3.5 million into our local economy. Come check out with us all that Ward Feed Yard does for our local community. First, I started talking with Chris Burris about how he got started out at Ward Feed Yard.
Well, I started my career out here as an intern in 1990, the winter 92, 93. And graduated then in 93 from Kansas State and then came to work just directly out of college and progressively did a spot at every department in the feed yard. And so I've been here ever since.
How long has Ward Feed Yard been in Pawnee County?
Ward Feed Yard started back in 1962 by the Wayne Ward family. And in the late 70s, Lee Bork bought into the company. The Wards then sold it. And along with some other investors, we have grown, Lee's grown the company to one-time capacity now, about 49,000 head, and then also we've created a parent company, Innovative Livestock Services, where we have the Ward Feed Yard, but also our sister companies now are Great Bend Feeding at Great Bend, Barton County Feeders at Ellenwood, and then in Nebraska we've got 3 yards up there as well. Also, Lions feedlot our night feedlot in Lions.
What's a typical day at Ward Feed Yard like?
Typical day at Ward Feed Yard is busy. We're active out here. I mean, we're taking in corn. There's cattle moving. We'll feed 11,000 bushels of corn a day that we buy locally. We buy outside. We're moving 2,000 head of cattle, of fat cattle, out a week as we market. We're also receiving about 2,000 new cattle to come in because we're turning them over every 140, 150 days. So lots of activities. When we start in the mornings, the feed crew is usually the first people to get here. The feed supervisor and the bunk readers are out here at 4 in the morning, and they're reading the bunks. How much feed did the cattle leave from yesterday's feed? How much they leave in the bunk? They're reading that and trying to understand how much more to feed them today. We'll feed them 3 times a day. So the crew starts arriving around between 4:30 and 5, and feed trucks start rolling right away. We'll feed 1.7 to 1.8 million pounds of feed to those cattle every single day. Then there's a animal health department, where there's about 4 cowboys that are horseback in each yard, the north and the south. If there's cattle to market, they'll move them to the scales, weigh them. Then they're also walking through each individual pen looking for cattle that maybe not feeling well, maybe got injured or whatever, and then they'll take those animals to our hospital to get treated and recover, and then they can go back to their home pen. In addition to that, we got a maintenance department, and the maintenance department is to take care of all the water infrastructure in the feed yard, take care of nutrient or manure removal in the pens, and then also keeping that pen surface clean to where it's an optimal environment for those cattle.
All the cattle are raised here. Are they shipped locally to be butchered, or are they sent all around the nation? Where do they go?
So when the cattle are finished, we'll feed steers up to about 1,400 pounds. The heifers up to 1,250 to 1,300 pounds. We have a marketing agreement with Tyson Fresh Meats. About 90% of our cattle will go to Tyson Fresh Meats at Holcomb, just outside of Garden City, 110 miles away. And like I say, it's about 2,000 cattle a week will be marketed there. The other 10% will go to Dodge City to a U.S. premium beef market.
As with any industry, I'm sure things are always changing with research and with new methods. How does Wards prepare for the future in the cattle industry?
So in preparing for the future in the cattle industry, we're we try to stay as networked and connected with the whole industry. Everything from the vet services. We have consultants, both in veterinary consultant, our nutritionist consultant. We have research projects going on with Kansas State University, and some of our own research projects, just to try to do more with less. And we're always looking to do things better.
Thank you all for tuning in to our 4th episode of Explore Larned. We'd also like to send out a big thank you to Chris Burris for allowing me to come out and speak with him and taking me on a full tour of Ward Feed Yard. If you're interested in taking a tour yourself, don't hesitate to call their offices. Don't forget to like and share this video, and we'll see you next time.